she didn't hear him arrive. She didn't hear the scrape of his iron-rimmed wheels on the track, the soft thump of his feet in the wet dust. His name was Henry Fowler, and she hated it when they came. She hated him sitting there for hours on end talking to Tom about hens and beets and pigs, slurping his tea and sitting there on the edge of his chair like a small observant bird, and all the time stealing glances at her with his sharp eyes as if he could see right through her. It filled her up with a kind of shame. She felt she'd do almost anything to stop Henry Fowler looking at her like that, anything to make him leave. It felt like the worst thing in the world to her, him looking at her the way he did. She wished she could send him away, but he was their neighbour, and he had come in his bone-shaking old buggy. Her name was Susan Boyce. It was 8 months now since she and Thomas had sailed out of Liverpool on their wedding day in search of a new life. It had excited them both, the idea of starting from nothing. They'd liked the raised, empty look of everything on the map, the vast unpunctuated distances, and at the beginning of it all, she hadn't minded that the only company was the sound of the wind and the rain. At the beginning of it all, she hadn't minded the quiet. She hadn't minded that when they'd arrived in the town they'd found nothing more than a single dusty street, no railway station and no church, only an empty hotel and a draper, a dry goods store that doubled as a doctor's surgery, a smithy and a pen for market day. She hadn't minded that when they'd ridden out 12 miles into the parched country beyond the town they'd found rocks and gum trees and small coarse bushes and the biggest sky she'd ever seen, and in the middle of it all their own patch of ground and lone fallen down house. She hadn't minded that there weren't other farms nearby or the wives. She hadn't minded that there was no one but Henry Fowler, who lived 6 miles off and had no wife. No, she hadn't minded any of it, and wouldn't now, she was sure, if things for Tom were not as they were. Now she wished there was another wife somewhere not too far away, someone she might by this time come to consider as a friend, someone she might be able to bring herself to tell. But there was no such person. Once, a month ago, when she and Tom had gone into town and he was off buying nails, she'd got as far as the black varnished door of the doctor's consulting room in the dry goods store. She'd stood there, gripping her purse, listening to the low murmur of a woman's voice on the other side of the door, and she tried to imagine her own voice in there in its place, and she couldn't. She just couldn't. What if the doctor said he had to speak to Thomas? What then? If there'd been a church in town, she might have gone to the priest. A priest, she thought, might be an easy person to tell. But even there, she wasn't sure what a priest would say on such a matter. What if he just told her to go back home and pray? Would she be able to tell him that she'd tried that already? That every night for more than half a year she'd lain in bed and prayed till she was blue in the face and it hadn't worked? Anyway, it was a waste of time to think about a priest because there wasn't a church for 100 miles. It was a godless place they'd come to. Godless and friendless, and only Henry Fowler's wizened walnut face at her window. Well, she would not sink under it. No, she wouldn't. She'd experienced other setbacks in her life, other disappointments. It would be the same with this one. She would endure it like anything else, and wasn't it true anyway that in time all things passed? There was a remedy in the end for everything. She just had to find it. When she and Fowler were face to face, she told him that Tom had gone into town and wouldn't be back till late. She busied herself, wondering what he wanted, why he'd come, whether he was going to stand there and look at her in that way of his that made her want to get up and go somewhere away from him so he couldn't do it. It made everything worse, being looked at, especially by someone like Henry Fowler. She'd rarely seen anyone who looked as seedy as he did. She wondered if he'd been a convict. He was a small, scrawny-looking man with rough brown hands no bigger than a woman's. At sunrise, he'd stood with one of those hands resting on the wooden rail of his rickety veranda, watching his new neighbours, wondering if the handsome husband was travelling by himself, if the young wife would be alone there today. It was 6 months now since he'd watched them come in on the same road with a pile of furniture tied onto the car. Since then he'd seen her 3 times. 3 times he'd gone over there with a neighbourly gift. 3 times he'd walked about outside with the husband, admiring the progress it made, the beets and peas and beans, the potatoes and the fattening pigs, the 200 chickens, the cow. 3 times he'd sat with the 2 of them inside the house drinking tea, and for weeks now he'd been spending the evenings sitting on his veranda and looking out across the grassy desert towards their place. Susan. That was her name. Susan Boyce. For weeks he'd been thinking about her and practically nothing else. Her stiff, cold, proud-looking face, the closed-off, haughty way she had of speaking to him, the way she couldn't stand him looking at her. It's true that Henry Fowler still had the look of a convict about him. He had the look of an old sailor too, and of a fairground monkey someone had dressed up in a pair of pants and waistcoat. He was sure he could also hear the beating of his own heart. He didn't know where to begin. He'd rehearsed everything before he came, had stood before the mirror looking at his own half-naked body, and it all gone smoothly enough. The words had come without too much difficulty. And now, looking at the other man's wife with her slender back turned towards him, they escaped him. He decided the best thing to do would be to undress. Three dark triangles the colour of ripe Victoria plums decorated his shoulders, the puckered print of something large and round. There was a firework spatter of a dozen deep wrinkled divots. My wife, he said, was bigger than me. Looking down behind at his all ruined body, he explained how he got his blackened chest, a jug of boiling water from the copper, the 3 dark triangles on his back, a smoothing iron, the big round brand beneath them, the frying pan, the divots, the red hot poker. And then, with his voice dropping very low, he told Susan Boyce that there was something else too, below his canvas belt, but he would not show her that. No, If she wanted to guess the worst thing a bad-tempered wife might do with a pair of sharp-bladed dressmaking shears, then she would have it. Susan Boyce said nothing, only looked. "She is under the beats," said Fowler quietly. One night when she was sleeping, he'd stabbed her through the heart and carried her outside and buried her with all her things. Everything she'd ever owned or touched that reminded him of her, or might make him think he could hear the clatter of her furious clogs charging towards him across the hard clay floor. Susan Boyce looked at him. Her face was still, without expression, and Henry Fowler thought to himself, "I've made a mistake. I'm wrong about it all." He'd been so sure before. But now that he was standing in front of her, Henry Fowler said to himself, "I have watched her, moving about, and I have caught the scent of something that isn't here. And when he returns tonight, she will tell him what I have told her, and he will fetch a few of the men from town, and they will come with their shovels and dig under the beats, and they will look at the marks on me, and I will tell them how I got them, and they will look at each other and remind themselves that Henry Fowler was nothing but a seedy old convict with a bit of land to his name, and they will shake their heads and call me a liar, and then they will hang me." He began to scrabble for his shirt. He picked up his neckcloth, looped it behind his dipped head, and pushed his arms into the sleeves of his dangling shirt, and he would have left them, probably, without saying another word, but by the time he'd raised himself again and looked up to where Susan Boyce was standing, she did it quickly, hurriedly, as if she thought she might never again get the chance to show him, as if she thought even now he might not be on her side. She came towards him, over the piled up heap of her things. She took his small brown hand and lifted it to her cheek, and closed her eyes like someone who hadn't known till now how tired they were. And then she asked him, "Would you help me, please, to dig a hole?"